I just got home from the grocery store and I'm gonna show you everything I bought. So it's time for another grocery haul, and I have all my groceries laid out on the table in front of me so I can show you everything that I picked up today. But before we get into everything, if you happen to be new here, my name is Sarah and I'm a registered dietitian, and this whole channel is about food and nutrition stuff. So if you're into that sort of thing, then make sure that you subscribe. Also, just a little bit of context for you for how many people I'm shopping for and all that kind of stuff. I'm shopping for me and my husband, and this is groceries for a week. So I typically go grocery shopping for us once a week, and it's the two of us, and I do all of my grocery shopping most of the time at Wegmans, and so that's what you'll see today. Everything I got today is from Wegmans. Now, with that said, if your family isn't exactly like mine, or if you are maybe shopping in a different store, I think this can still definitely be helpful for you, because it just gives you a peek and some ideas of things that you could purchase, or that you might be interested in trying, maybe that you hadn't thought about or something like that. So, you know, you can apply it to your specific situation and your needs, and just get some ideas based on what I'm doing. So we're going to go through all the groceries. I try to divide them up by category, so it's kind of organized, and hopefully I don't knock anything over off the table as we're doing this. So let's get into it and start with the produce. So first thing I have here is some kale. I have 2 bunches of the lacinato dinosaur Tuscan kale. There's a lot of different names for it, but I've got 2 bunches of that, and I'm going to be using this for a kale salad that we're going to have one night this week. And also, side note, this is a reusable produce bag, so I like to use these at the grocery store. I'll have a link for them below the video, as well as a link to my Amazon store where you can see these plus a bunch of my other favorite things. But I really like these because it means that you don't have to use the plastic bags at the grocery store, or you can at least use a lot less of them, a lot fewer of them. One of those words is right. But they come in different sizes, so the set that I have has a bunch of different sizes, depending, because you know, sometimes you need a smaller bag or a bigger bag. You can also buy extras if there's a specific size you need a lot of. But I think they're really nice. I've been using them for over a year now. You can just throw them right in the washing machine, and they're great. So I always recommend these because I am a big fan. So we've got the kale and the reusable bag. I'm going to try to throw stuff off to the side as we do this and get it out of my way. Other greens, I got some of the Wegmans baby arugula. We're going to use this for a salad this week to go along with pizza night. So I'm going to make pizza one night this week, and we'll have the arugula as our veggie to go with that. And I really like arugula. If you haven't had it, or maybe haven't had it in a while, it's nice because it's got like a peppery flavor, so it's a little more interesting than maybe some other greens. So you can have it on its own, or you could also mix it in with some other sort of lettuce or other vegetable, just to add a little bit of interesting flavor in there. So I think arugula is super yummy. Okay, other veggies. So this is an example. I did run out of produce bags at the store today because I had a couple things still in the fridge from last week, so I think that means I need to stock up on some more bags. So I had to use the plastic bag for this one, but this is some bok choy, so it's a nice big one, and I'm going to be using this in a curry this week. So I'll just chop this up and put it in there, leaves and stems and everything. So got the bok choy. I also have some cilantro here. This is just, you know, good old cilantro or coriander, depending on what part of the world you're in. So this will be used this week, and for a lot of different meals. We use cilantro a lot of different ways because Jason and I both really like it, and fresh herbs are a great way to just take any meal, any recipe to the next level. Just add that extra punch of flavor and color, and you know, I love the cilantro. A tip for the cilantro and other kind of herbs like this, as far as storing it, what I like to do is I'll cut off the bottom of this like you would a bouquet of flowers, and I'll put it in a cup of water and put it in the fridge like that. And I find for me that that has been the way to keep it fresh the longest. It'll easily stay fresh for a week that way, which is really important because when you buy these herbs, you don't want them to go to waste. So that's the method I use. Okay, I'm going to stop swinging that around and we'll keep going. Okay, next thing is a head of purple cabbage or red cabbage, depending on what you call it. So we're going to be having tacos one night this week. That's what I have on our meal plan. So I'm going to use this and that. I love the red cabbage because it adds some nice color to the tacos. Also, the crunch with it, it's a nice texture. So I think that's a really nice topper when you're doing tacos. Okay, we're going to put this down here. We also have a couple bags of avocados. I'm going to be making guacamole for a couple of the meals this week. So one will be for taco night, and then when we're having the kale salad, we're also going to have fried eggs and biscuits, and I like to put guacamole on that because I think avocado and eggs are a great combo. So I've got some avocados for that. These were actually really ripe, so usually I would set them out on the counter because most of the time when I buy them they're green, but since these are kind of ready to go, I'm probably just going to pop these in the fridge right away and they'll last until I need them. And then, oh, more veggies. I have some jalapenos in here, so this is one of the little baby produce bags. These, I got 6 jalapenos. I'm going to be using these in the curry because Jason and I both like our food spicy, so all of those will go in there. Then we also have some fruits. So the classic banana, I'm sure this is a go-to for everyone in their shopping each week. I usually eat a couple of these a week. Jason eats at least once a day because they're like his favorite food, and he has it in his smoothie every morning, which many of you know if you have seen a few of these grocery hauls, because I always have the bananas and I always talk about how Jason eats the vast majority of them. Then I also got inspired to get some different types of fruits that I don't normally get. So I'll show those to you. In this bag I have some Cara oranges. They are kind of like, they're not as deep as a blood orange, but they have kind of like a pinky red color to them on the inside. And then I also got these. These are called Ruby Tangos. It says on the back that they are a cross between a type of mandarin and a type of blood orange. So they kind of have, let me see, they kind of have like orange with like red bursts through them. I was inspired to get these. Normally when I get oranges, I just get like kind of the bag of navel oranges, whatever's, it's cheap. You just get a bag of them and just throw them in the cart. And I have some of those in the fridge. But I was doing some recipe development for the nonprofit I work with, the Dr. Yum Project, which many of you know because I talk about the project and a lot of our tools on our website and everything in my videos. I'll link that too below the video if you want some recipes or to use some of the tools there. But we were doing some recipe development for the site, and one of the recipes we were playing with called for a lot of different types of citrus and types of, you know, oranges and tangerines and that kind of thing. And so we were using some of those, and I was like, you know, I never get these cool different types. I mean, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's also really nice to have the variety in the colors and the flavors, and it's just fun. So even though it's still oranges, I don't know, I got really excited about it. So then when I went to the store for my own shopping, I got some for myself because I was like, this is fun. Why don't I do this more often? So I decided to do it. Okay, so I think that's everything as far as produce goes. Now we're going to move on to the kind of eggs, dairy portion of the show. So I have some eggs here, nothing too interesting. They're just eggs, but we have eggs for dinner at least once a week. I think eggs for dinner are really great because they are cheap. They cook up quickly, so they're great when you don't have a lot of time, or maybe when you're in a pinch and you need to come up with something like a change of plans type situation. They're tasty. They're just all around a great option in my opinion. So we have eggs pretty often for dinner. I also got some fresh mozzarella because on pizza night we're going to need some cheese. Usually I get a block of mozzarella and grate it, but I thought getting the fresh would be fun this week. Just again to switch things up and try something different and have a little variety. Then I also got some yogurt. I got 2 of these actually. This is the Maple Hill Organic whole milk unsweetened grass-fed yogurt. This is featured in many of my videos. It is a staple for me. I have this almost every morning for breakfast, and I think it's really good. I keep on buying it. So I've got 2 of these, and then I got 2 of the Organic Valley grass milk. I got a whole and then a 2%. That was all they had. I just normally, sometimes they just have whole, sometimes they just have 2%, whatever. I just get whatever, but I got the last 2 milks in the case, so I had to kind of climb up in the case and reach in to grab this one, but I was able to get it. Short people problems. So we've got this, and while Jason and I, neither of us really enjoy milk to drink, we do put it in our coffee, and he uses it in his smoothies in the morning for breakfast with the banana and some peanut butter. So that's how we use up most of this. And then of course, you know, if there's a recipe that calls for milk, like when I make the biscuits later on in the week for the egg biscuits and kale dinner, then I'll use some milk in that and that sort of thing. Okay, then we also have some packaged items here. So first up is the Wegmans brand roasted garlic hummus. This is the family pack. Jason and I use this. Jason takes hummus and veggies almost every day, probably every day in his lunch as like a side snack to go with his meal or like throughout the day if he gets hungry. So got some of that. Then I have a can of chickpeas. This is for the curry. I'm using that, and then I have a couple jarred things. So this is some balsamic vinegar. We ran out of vinegar this week and we need this if I want to make balsamic dressing. So got that. And then I got some fish sauce, another staple. This will be used in the curry. And if you are interested in some of my grocery staples, the things I always keep on hand, I have a whole series of videos where I talk about a lot of my staples, this being one of them, and several of the items in this video actually. So I will link that for you. I have a playlist, so I'll link that in the cards if you want to see some of the items that I buy again and again and again, in addition to my, you know, kind of one-off grocery hauls. Okay, this is coffee. Gotta have coffee. Jason and I drink coffee basically every day. This is a Virginia-based brand. We are in Virginia, so it's like a semi-local brand for us. And they have a few different ones, so I just kind of get a different one each time I go to the store. And then I have a couple items that might be surprising to you, though if you've seen, if you watch my videos pretty consistently, then it won't be. The first is one type of ramen. This is the like fire noodle ramen. There's a fire noodle challenge, so you may have seen that. It's buldak bokkeumyeon is how you say it in Korean. I'm sure my pronunciation isn't great, but you know, we'll go with it. This is really spicy, I guess is the point. The people do it as a challenge. Me and Jason just like it to eat it because we both really like spicy food. So I got some of those, and then I got this. This is a 16-pack of the Shin ramen. This stuff is delicious, and you know, when you get the big box like this, it's a lot cheaper than buying them individually. I don't know if it's a lot cheaper, but it's cheaper, and you know, with ramen it doesn't go bad, so why not just get it a little bit cheaper and buy the whole thing, and then you know, whenever we're feeling like we want some ramen, then we've got it there. This isn't, you know, these aren't things that, well, you know, it just depends on the week. Sometimes we might have both of these in a week depending on what the situation is, but these aren't things that I necessarily plan for. In most cases with ramen for people, it's just kind of a thing we keep on hand. So if we're feeling like we want this, then we have it, or maybe again if plans change or we need something quick or you know, whatever, then it's around. And these are both ones that we both enjoy, so we just keep these stocked up in the pantry. But that's everything as far as all the groceries that I got today. I think we've got a nice mix of different stuff. Let me know in the comments, what are some of your grocery staples, or maybe some things that you've been buying recently that aren't staples, like for me with these different types of citrus. Do you have anything like that you've been into? Because I would love to hear about any fun grocery finds that you have. And if you happen to be new here and you want more healthy eating tips and nutrition info and videos like this one, then make sure that you subscribe, because eating healthy and living a healthy lifestyle really doesn't have to be complicated, and I want to show you how to do it. And if you want to watch some more videos, I have a couple linked over here that you might like. Thanks for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll talk to you next time.